Welcome to Summary Judgment. If you're in the market for a new motorcycle, there are lots of ways to gather information. You can read magazine reviews and scour the internet. If you're lucky or persistent, you can probably arrange a short test ride. Ideally, you can talk your best friend into buying the model you're interested in first. Then you can trade bikes for a nice long ride. Of course, if you convince him to buy a bike that's crap, he might not want to trade back.
Hi, I'm Mark Gardner, and this beast is the BMW K1300 GT. You know, in my line of work, most of the bikes I test are basically toys. They're expensive toys, sometimes they're dangerous toys that a tiny percentage of the buyers put to serious sporting use, but still, basically, they're toys. Once in a while, I test a real vehicle. That's the case this time.
BMW really understands rider comfort and ergonomics. They know that if you're not comfortable, you're more prone to fatigue and mistakes. On this K1300 GT, you can set the handlebar height you like, and the windscreen adjusts up and down at the push of a button, so you can pick a height that minimizes turbulence around your helmet. It comes with heated grips and a heated seat for both rider and passenger. The seat height is adjustable. At 5'7", I was able to flat-foot this bike with the seat on the lowest setting. That's good, because it's very heavy. Getting it on and off the stands and maneuvering it at slow speed is pretty intimidating. Once it's underway though, that mass is not a problem. In fact, the combination of lazy steering geometry and high, wide handlebars with good leverage is confidence-inspiring. This bike uses the dual-lever Hossack-style front fork, which has a large steered mass, but I couldn't say I felt that mass. The suspension settings can be adjusted at the push of a button, on the fly, and if you get into trouble, anti-lock brakes and automatic stability control will help you get out of it. Some testers, ex-motorcycle racers who can't wrap their heads around these rider aids, complain about them, but in the real world they're useful. This is a bike that lends itself to riding over mountain ranges and deep into the shoulder seasons too. ABS and ASC are great features. BMW claimed that this 1300cc motor makes about 100 foot-pounds of torque and 160 horsepower. Those claims don't feel exaggerated at all. It makes a lot of power, and it really pulls from way down in the rev range, so you can effortlessly pass cars just by rolling on the throttle in top gear. As it makes its way towards the red line, it produces a snarl that reminds me of a Porsche Flat 6. The transmission was very good for a BMW, by which I mean it shifts positively, if not quietly. The cavernous fuel tank and surprisingly good mileage had me wondering if I'd ever see the low fuel warning. It's been a long time since I've ridden 200 plus miles on a tank of gas, or for that matter, been able to ride 200 miles without needing to stop for a break. Of course, it's a shaft drive, so chain adjustment's a thing of the past. That's a few less tools you'll need to carry, and a little more space in the hard luggage, which comes as standard equipment.
So who's this for? Well, I suppose a few of those bankers who got huge bonuses after their companies received government bailouts. Those guys might buy one on a whim. But seriously, this is one machine that really justifies the GT in its name. It offers grand touring in grand style. If your idea of sport touring is carrying a significant amount of luggage and maybe a passenger across several time zones in exceptional comfort, secure in the knowledge that almost limitless power is available at the twist of a wrist, this is your bike. Or if you're a serious rider with a 100-mile commute who wants to power trip and get 50 miles to the gallon, this is your bike. I wish it was mine. I've already kept it too long, but I won't return it until I get an angry phone call from the BMW Fleet Center. Yes, it's that good.
At the end of the day, only you can decide what bike to buy. But an informed second opinion can help you choose with confidence or avoid making a costly mistake. That's why we've posted this summary judgment. Please remember that while we can help you make the right purchase decision, the most important judgment is the judgment you use when riding. You should ride when your head is clear, not to clear your head. Always wear a helmet, jacket, gloves, and boots. The way I like to think of it is, I put all that stuff on and then ride as if I'm naked. Thanks for tuning in to Summary Judgment.